Hello and welcome to the Tea Party Hardy channel. Well, it looks like California is that much closer to mandating racist and sexist hiring policies. Oh, you heard correct. Mandating that they hire based on race and based on sex. The days of being treated equal do not exist as long as the left is in power. You have Prop 209 trying to put on the ballot in California. No, it is on the ballot in California to demand that everything is hired by race and sex. But the legislature, not the people, are already getting inches closer to mandating the first in the nation law to require diversity on corporate boards. In other words, hiring by race and sex. California is moving closer to the first in the, I just said all that because it was in the headline, to include race, sex, sexual minorities. What is a sexual minority? Hey, when was the last time you got together? Oh, wow, that long ago? Put you in the minority. Hey, you can be on the board. Expanding on a new law that sets a similar requirement for including women directors. The diversity bill, and never forget, the root of diversity is divide, and boy is it dividing. It is dividing by race, sex, and gender, and everything you can choose in between. It is dividing. That's why it's called diversity and not unity. The diversity bill, approved by the Senate on Saturday, would require California-based public corporations, in other words, you can buy them on the stock market, to have one board director from an underrepresented community by the end of 2021. It returns to the Assembly for the final vote. Those who qualify would, now this is where it gets really interesting, self-identify as Black, Latino, Asian, Pacific Islander, Native American, Native Hawaiian, or Alaska Native. Wait, there's more ors. Or gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender. Self-identify. Therefore, Rachel Dolezal, the ever so famous Rachel Dolezal, she self-identifies as Black. Bam, she's on the board. Now what about people of mixed race? What about Kamala Harris, who's half Jamaican and half Indian? Does she get to choose 2 boxes to check off, or does she get none? What about Barack Obama? He's Black and he's white. Which one does he get to pick? What about people that are half Mexican and half Aztec? What do they get to pick? You see how insane this is when you're hiring people based on their skin tone and who they want to date, instead of, by the way, are you any good at the job? And then you have the mathematical paradox of the fact that, wait, if you have to have somebody on each board who's underrepresented, and you have to do that in every other job too to meet that quota, thanks affirmative action, Richard Nixon, the whole point of a minority means there's not that many of them, so there's literally not enough people to fill up all those positions. That's what it means to be a minority. And then you go the other direction and say, not only is there not enough people mathematically, not only is it disgusting to throw away, can you do the job, and replace with, excuse me, what color are you and who do you date? But then you have the other issue, which says, you want to do this. Yes, you Filipino. Yes, you Japanese. Yes, you Navajo. Yes, you Paiute. You want to be on the fire department. You want to be on the board. How dare these people get in there and tell these folks what they think? Oh, I forgot. That's the whole purpose of critical race theory, is to get into your head and tell you what to think. Silly me, I forgot about that. Well, anyways, California's getting closer to demanding that you be a racist when you hire. And they're demanding that you be a sexist when you hire. And if you aren't a sexist and you aren't a racist, they're coming for you and they will hit you with cancel culture. And if Joe Biden wins, you can expect the same thing for the rest of the United States of America, or whatever they call it after he wins and changes it. Because don't forget what his boss said and succeeded at. He wanted to, and he did, fundamentally transform America. You don't fundamentally transform that which you love. They don't even pretend to love America. All they do is bellyache how it's such a racist country, how it's filled with hate and everything else. And yet, when there's not a pandemic going on, where does everybody want to move to? Here. And how come they haven't all left? Lord knows they all have the money to bail. Like was pointed out at the RNC, when they said, remember all those people that said they would leave the country when Trump won if Trump should win, and then Trump did win, how many of them left? If you're answering 0, you may move on to the bonus round. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the future.